If you're in a regulated industry, you know the feeling. You've finally gotten your systems validated, everything is perfect, and then, boom, another cloud update lands. So today, we're going to talk about how you can actually get ahead of that curve with something called continuous validation.
Think about it. Your software is getting new updates all of the time, right? And with every single one of those updates comes that nagging question that probably keeps you and your QA team up at night. Is our compliance keeping up with all this change?
The cloud, it promised us so much, didn't it? Scalability, lower costs, amazing accessibility. But here's the catch. Vendors are pushing updates weekly, sometimes even daily, and every single one of those releases is a potential threat to your validated state. So why can't we just do what we've always done? Use the same old validation methods? Well, let's break down exactly why those tried and true methods are just failing in this new cloud world. See, in the old on-premise world, you were in complete control. You decided when to upgrade. You could use that slow but pretty predictable V model. But in the SaaS world, the vendor is in the driver's seat now, pushing out this constant stream of updates that just demands a much more dynamic, a much more agile approach. And this really gets to the heart of the problem. If you try to take that old world thinking and apply it here, I'm talking revalidating the whole thing after every tiny patch, you're not just going to be slow. Your team is going to literally drown in paperwork. It's just not sustainable at all. So it all comes down to accepting this new reality, which is summed up perfectly right here. In a SaaS environment, change is the only constant. The moment we accept that, we can stop fighting change and actually start managing it. Okay, so if change is the only constant, how in the world do we adapt? Well, it all starts with a whole new way of thinking, the continuous validation mindset. So what exactly is continuous validation? Honestly, it's a huge shift. It's an approach that doesn't just put up with change, it actually embraces it. It's all about managing updates through a real lifecycle framework, one that's built for these dynamic cloud environments, instead of treating validation like some big, painful, one-time event. Okay, so that's the mindset. But how do you actually do it? How do you get that control back? Let's break down 4 key strategies that will help you do just that. All right, so we're going to cover 4 key strategies here: adopting a risk-based approach, automating your change control, leveraging automated testing, and finally, implementing continuous review. Let's dive in. First up, a risk-based approach. Let's be real, not all updates are created equal. A tiny change to the user interface doesn't carry anywhere near the same risk as a change to your core database. By focusing your validation efforts on where they matter most, you can start working smarter, not just harder. Next up, you have to automate your change control. Seriously, trying to keep track of constant vendor updates with emails or, even worse, spreadsheets is just a recipe for disaster. What you really need is one central digital system that logs every single update, assesses its impact, and makes the whole process traceable and ready for any audit. Strategy number 3 is an absolute game changer: automated regression testing. Your manual testing processes just can't keep up anymore, but with automation, you can verify all your core functionalities in minutes, not days. And you know what that means? A Friday afternoon update doesn't have to ruin your entire weekend. And finally, the last piece of the puzzle: implementing continuous review. This is what really turns it into a life cycle. See, validation isn't a one-and-done thing anymore. By reviewing all the changes regularly, say every quarter, you make sure the system stays compliant and is in a constant state of control. So when you start to put all of these pieces together, when you layer these strategies on top of each other, something really powerful starts to happen. We stop seeing these constant updates as a risk and start seeing them as a genuine advantage. And this, right here, is the ultimate goal. By adopting this new mindset and using the right tools, you can transform what used to be a constant compliance headache into a real competitive advantage. You get all the awesome benefits of the latest software without the validation bottleneck holding you back. So what's the big takeaway here? It's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. In this new cloud era, you don't just have to stay validated. You have to stay validated continuously.